good morning, my friends. Today is Literacy Day, and we are going to be drawing two of the very best friends, a fox and the Grinch. I bet you didn't know they were best friends, but here at Fox Elementary, they totally are. So we're going to start with our Grinch, and we're going to put him on this side of the paper. So the first thing we're going to do is start with his nose. And his nose is going to be towards, again, this side of the paper, a little bit more towards the top, and it is an upside down heart. So we're going to start by drawing an upside down heart for our Grinch's nose. That is step 1. Step 2 is we're going to make a little line under his nose for part of his face. And next up, we're going for his mouth. It's going to be a big U, but it's going to have a few little squiggles in it. So it's going to be like a little squiggle and then a little squiggle back up for a U. Can't forget to put these little details at the end of his mouth. It almost makes it look like arrows pointing up. Okay. Next up is his eyes. So for his eyes, I'm going to do the bottom part first. I'm going to do a little arch line on this side and an arch line on this side. And then I'm going to copy it and make another arch line above it. Another arch line a little longer. And another arch line a little longer this way. But what we want to do now is draw the letter U underneath that top arch. So I'm going to draw the letter U. And I'm going to do it on this side too. I'm going to draw a letter U. Inside his eyes, I'm going to do a little itty bitty circle on both sides. Just like we did a line under his nose, I'm going to do one in between his eyes. And I want to make sure above I've got my little eyebrows and they kind of face down because our Grinch is grumpy. Now our Grinch, we're going to add a few little eyelashes to him on both sides. And remember, if I'm going too fast, your teacher is always welcome to pause the video. Okay, next step, we're going to put a hat on our Grinch. So I'm going to do a little squiggle puffy line for his hat. I'm going to make it come around above the top. It almost looks like a little cloud. You guys are doing great. I'm going to start his head now. So I'm going to make on this side, because my hat's a little taller over here, I'm going to draw a little line down like this. Now we got to start with his cheeks. They're kind of furry. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 little zigzags on this side. And on this side I'm going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4 little zigzags. Now I've got to make his fur connect down the bottom by his chin. So I'm going to come down and down, not all the way. And I'm going to make both sides go up a little, up a little. And now they're going to connect right in the middle like a V. And I can add a few more little details to my Grinch, like some little lines over here if I want. And now I want to finish off his hat. So for the top of his hat, I'm going to make a line that kind of goes up towards the top of the paper. It's a little wiggly, and that's fine. And now I'm going to make one that goes up a little bit, but not connecting. Now I'm going to make a line that goes down towards this side of the paper. And one more that connects from here, down towards this side of the paper. Add a few little lines for details. And the bottom of his hat. Great job, guys. Now we're going to make our Grinch's body. So for his body, I've got to start with his shirt. And since we put a hat on him, we're going to put some a matching shirt on. So I'm going to go around and do these same little cloudy bubbles around his neck. Towards the top, right under his chin, I'm going to do 3 little lines also. That way I can connect them from the chin to make his neck into his shirt. It makes it look kind of 3D. Okay, next up, I'm just going to draw a line down and a line down, not too far. And the bottom of his shirt is going to have the same little cloudy poofy thing. So I'm going to go around like this. And for his legs, I'm going to do like a little curve and a little curve, and I'm going to stop them. And that way I can make his legs go down. I'm going to make a leg go down. And right next to it, the same line. On this side, leg down, right next to it, the same line. And I'm going to connect in the middle. The last step are his shoes. So I'm going to make just a long shoe that goes over. You can make your shoes look however you want. I just did kind of a little wiggle and over, loop around. Gave him some socks too. My very last step, I'm adding a few little details in between, but my very last step for my Grinch are his arms. And we're going to just make some triangle arms on him. So I'm going to start over towards the top by the top of his shirt, and I'm just going to do a triangle out and over. And I'm going to inside do another smaller triangle out and over. And the exact same thing on the other side, but opposite. A triangle out and over. And inside, the same triangle out and over. So I have my fun little Christmas Grinch here. Gonna add some little details. And you can do some details now, or if you're catching up, you can do details in a minute when you color. Okay. Now that we have finished up on our Grinch, we are going to make his best friend, the fox. So for our fox, we are going to start with his nose. So I'm going to make his nose about the same height as I made my Grinch's nose. And my fox's nose is just going to be an oval. Now above my oval, I'm going to make a line that goes up at an arch and another one that goes up at an arch. I'm going to make these 2 lines connect in the middle. And when I get to the middle, I'm going to do a little hair. Hair, 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 hair. And make it connect back down over here. Now for his cheeks, he's got some big cheeks with fur. So I'm going to go out and do some little zigzaggy furs. And I'm going to come down right below his nose. And over here, the same thing. Going to go out and do some zigzaggy fur and come out right below his nose. And I'm going to let these connect actually. Now I want to make the lines that I did at the top go all the way down, so I'm going to pretend it went through, but it's behind the nose. And on this side too. Now we can't forget our fox's big ears. So we're going to do big triangles. And if you want to, you can make them go straight down, or you can add a little fur. That's up to you. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. It's going to go up and down with a little fur if you want it. Inside his ears, I'm going to put a detail by adding another little curved triangle. And now I'm going to make my fox's eyes. His eyes are just going to be big circles, a circle here and a circle here. And so he'll match the Grinch. I'm just going to do one little circle inside of each of his eyes. Perfect. Now I want to give my fox a scarf so he's in the winter just like my Grinch's. So I'm going to do a line down and a line down from the sides of his face and his cheeks. And I'm going to curve it together like this. I'm going to add a circle on this side, which is going to be the edge of his scarf. And now, depending on how much room you have over here, you can do a little wiggle line down for his scarf. So I copied my 2 wiggle lines, and now I'm going to connect. If you want to add a super detail, you can add another wiggle line next to it for another part of the scarf. All right, so next up, I'm going to make my fox's body. So for his body, I'm going to start with a big loop down, and I'm going to have it probably the same as my Grinch's body. So I'm going to do a big loop down and up, like a big letter U. I'm going to actually copy that letter U inside and make another smaller one inside of it. And I want to make his legs just like my Grinch's, so I'm going to do a straight line down, and on this side another straight line down, and straight line down. The next step is my fox's shoes. I'm going to make them just like the Grinch's, little loops over, but I made these a little straighter this time. So they're similar but different. Now I want to make him a fox with socks, so I'm going to add some socks on here too. He's my fox with socks. And we're going to make his arms now. We're going to do him the same triangle way. A triangle out and back over with a little one in between. And on this side, a triangle out and back over with a little one in between. We can't forget our fox's tail. Now you can make his tail on either side. It's wherever you have more room. I'm going to make mine go up this way. But I'm going to start it actually up by his scarf, and I'm going to make a curved line out. And as I come down, I'm going to make it look like it has some fur on it and curve it around. He's got a big old tail. And at the top of my tail, I'm going to add some zigzags because that part's a different color. I'm going to add some little details on my fox. Maybe give him some eyelashes too, some little hairs. And you can add whatever details that you would like on your fox also. Now the very last thing is to decorate and color, and you get to decide how you want to decorate and color your beautiful artwork. So now it is time for you to choose how you're going to do that. But I'm going to do mine too, so at the end you can pause the video and copy mine or do your own creative masterpiece. All right, here we go in 3, 2, 1.